I'm talking about pronouncing her name correct. People may not remember, this was a white mother from Michigan who drove down south to try to register African Americans. And she was blown away on the highway by some white supremacists. And clearly we have our pictures and we're showcasing and understandable African Americans. There were any number of whites in this country who walked and who marched and who protested as well. There were folks who raised funds, there were people who gave money, there were people who said that they were not going to raise their children the way they raised them. I think about those white Southern justices, those Fifth Circuit Court of Appeal judges who put into place Brown versus Board of Education. They were disowned by their own friends and family members. So this is not just, I think, a moment for African Americans to celebrate. There were any number of people who wanted to see this day come, who truly wanted to say that, yes, to be an American, whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever, we're all in this together. And so I think they also are celebrating as well, because that family, their mother gave their life, a white mother from Michigan, just like African Americans gave their lives for the right to vote as well.
By the way, I should point out we understand we're about 2 minutes away from hearing from Senator John McCain, who will be addressing crowds on the grounds of the Biltmore Hotel in Arizona. We, of course, will bring that to you live.
This nation has such elasticity, flexibility. You know, people you talk to abroad can't believe W. Bush 8 years ago has shifted and is now electing Barack Obama, and they ask, well, what's this? How can you do what? How can you do that? And it's because we have an amazing ability in this country to learn, to change, and to give opportunity. And I think that's what's going on here. We've already changed a lot, and I think this is going to really make change come a lot faster in this country now. It's going to speed it up.
I want to go back to the youth question, too, as you look out over that crowd. There are an awful lot of young people in that crowd out there we're looking at now. And this millennial generation does represent fresh hope for the country. And one of the reasons is it is more diverse. 40% of this millennial generation is minority. And they have learned to look beyond gender and race, much more than the older generation has. And they hope in a new way. And it's that part of it which I think renews the country as well. It's the fact that people spread up with new ideas, fresh hope.
Give the other guy a chance.
And much of this election is not just about Barack Obama tonight. It's about those thousands, hundreds of thousands.
Look at that crowd. That is a remarkable shot right there.
Who have been, you know, working together on the internet, talking to each other, encouraging each other along, forming a community, forming a movement. That he's the leader of the movement, but they really, if this is a bottom-up campaign, and that represents a lot of the hope for the country in the future, because that, if you get that sea of humanity here tonight, Manassas last night, Orlando we saw a couple nights ago, you know, one city after another for change.
I read an essay, I think it was by George Packer from the New Republic, I think it was online today, saying that in the last several days he's seen a heaviness in Barack Obama, a realization that of what lies ahead, that it's no longer just about winning, it's about actually governing. And
the New Yorker, not the New Republic.
Oh, I'm sorry, the New Yorker, yes. Sorry.
You write for them, right? Yes.
But I mean, that is something, whether he has been wrestling, it is something he certainly now has to face.
Absolutely, and that generation has to face it too. I remember all that generation. So I was old enough in the '60s. This is the best, the most idealistic. No, they weren't. They talked a good game, but when it came to performance, many didn't measure up. We'll see. It's in the testing, and life is a long run. But the one other American figure, I think, who has to be cited tonight is that other Illinoisan who had that burden.
Reverend Jesse Jackson, by the way, there.
Well, I was thinking of Lincoln, not Jackson.
No, I'm sorry. I'm showing viewers the picture.
Oh, okay.
I was not adding it in. Yes, we have a picture there of Reverend Jackson crying.
But talk about the burdens. Yes. I mean, now comes the job, and I think he knows that.
You know what, actually, if you look at that picture of Reverend Jackson, when we talked about this whole thing during the campaign, it was interesting. It was Reverend Jackson's run in 1998 that created the proportional delegation.
We've got John McCain now on stage with Cindy McCain, Sarah Palin, and her husband, Todd. Let's listen in.
thank you for coming here on this beautiful Arizona evening. My friends, we have come to the end of a long journey. The American people have spoken, and they have spoken clearly. A little while ago, I had the honor of calling Senator Barack Obama to congratulate him, please, to congratulate him on being elected the next president of the country that we both love. In a contest as long and difficult as this campaign has been, his success alone commands my respect for his ability and perseverance. But that he managed to do so by inspiring the hopes of so many millions of Americans who had once wrongly believed that they had little at stake or little influence in the election of an American president is something I deeply admire and commend him for achieving. This is an historic Americans, and for the special pride that must be theirs tonight. I've always believed that America offers opportunities to all who have the industry and will to seize it. Senator Obama believes that too. But we both recognize that though we have come a long way from the old injustices that once stained our nation's reputation and denied some Americans the full blessings of American citizenship, the memory of them still had the power to wound. A century ago, President Theodore Roosevelt's invitation of Booker T. Washington to dine at the White House was taken as an outrage in many quarters. America today is a world away from the cruel and prideful bigotry of that time. There is no better evidence of this than the election of an African American to the presidency of the United States. Let there be no reason now. Let there be no reason now for any American to fail to cherish their citizenship in this, the greatest nation on earth. Senator Obama has achieved a great thing for himself and for his country. I applaud him for it and offer him my sincere sympathy that his beloved grandmother did not live to see this day. Though our faith assures us she is at rest in the presence of her Creator, and so very proud of the good man she helped raise. Senator Obama and I have had and argued our differences, and he has prevailed. No doubt many of those differences remain. These are difficult times for our country, and I pledge to him tonight to do all in my power to help him lead us through the many challenges we face. I urge all Americans who supported me to join me in not just congratulating him, but offering our next president our goodwill and earnest effort to find ways to come together, to find the necessary compromises, to bridge our differences, and help restore our prosperity, defend our security in a dangerous world, and leave our children and grandchildren a stronger, better country than we inherited. Whatever our differences, we are fellow Americans. And please believe me when I say, no association has ever meant more to me than that. It is natural. It's natural tonight to feel some disappointment. But tomorrow, we must move beyond it and work together to get our country moving again. We fought as hard as we could. And though we fell short, the failure is mine, not yours. I am so... am so deeply grateful to all of you for the great honor of your support and for all you have done for me. I wish the outcome had been different, my friends. The road was a difficult one from the outset, but your support and friendship never wavered. I cannot adequately express how deeply indebted I am to you. I am especially my children, my dear mother, and all my family, and to the many old and dear friends who have stood by my side through the many ups and downs. I have always been a fortunate man, and never more so, for the love and encouragement you have